from where the Steelers' former homes at Three Rivers Stadium, Forbes Field once stood. We are at Pittsburgh's Acrisure Stadium. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, we look at this Steeler ball club entering play. The NFL season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Here come the Bengals now to take over. They will be led out by the 6-foot lefty from Alabama. It's Tua Tagovailoa.
And in recent seasons, he's really elevated his game and become one of the better quarterbacks in the NFL. And he's out there leading his squad. He completed over 72% of his passes last season, which led the league, and is looking to be even better in this season.
Here's Tua. Throwing into traffic there, and that's complete. And they'll look to avoid an early 3-and-out here on 3rd and 4. Looking to pass. Tua. Working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have the Bengals first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And the Bengals first down. 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
And he's already got 2 catches on the opening drive. They know he's going to be a handful.
And sometimes you game plan for that offensively. You want to make sure that guy touches the ball, and sometimes it just happens naturally. And then you change your game plan. When he has the hot hand, you keep going back to him because he's running routes with confidence as the game goes on.
2nd down, Jacobs once more. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
That's good.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down. Keep the sticks moving.
Quick throw knocked away and incomplete. 2nd and 10.
It's now 2nd and 10.
Tua sets up to pass it. That complete over the middle. He's got Manhurts, the tight end. They'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
It's 3rd down.
Going to the air, Tagovailoa. Oh, what a read on the outside as it's intercepted. And the Steelers are going to get the football back at their own 17. It's no secret he's had trouble this year with interceptions, and this is a bad start for him. First drive, throwing another pick.
No matter who's broadcasting his game, that's how the conversation begins. Throwing too many interceptions, can he take care of the football? If I were his backup, I'd be edging towards the coaches and saying, hey, how about giving me an opportunity?
So here are the Steelers now to take over for the first time. They'll be led out by their veteran QB, the former Delaware Blue Hen, Joe Flacco.
And what a marvel Joe Flacco is. Continues to be a reliable quarterback into his 40s. And we say it all the time. He came off of his couch and made a team better. Guess what? He's doing it again. And now has a chance to not only be good on the field, but also be one of the great mentors in a quarterback room.
1st and 10 at the 32-yard line.
First down and run again. Here's Montgomery. And he's able to break to 1 tackle, but it slowed him down enough that he could only manage getting back to the line of scrimmage. Ball at the 33, 2nd and 9. They'll keep pounding here with Montgomery. And he's able to get most of what he needed on the carry there. 7 yards on the gain, and it's 3rd and 2 now.
That's a gain of 7. Makes it 3rd and 2.
Now Flacco. He'll try to pick it up himself. And he will have the Steelers first down by a couple of yards as they're able to get 4 there on 3rd and 2.
And the Steelers first down. 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
First down, here's the run to Montgomery. He had to fight that time. Ran through 1 tackle, but ultimately he's only going to get back to the line of scrimmage.
No
Counting down toward the midway point in quarter one.
At the 44-yard line.
Operating on play action. Flacco. Now he'll tuck this and run. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a third down.
Makes it 3rd and 4.
Now it's Flacco. And that's going to be incomplete. But man, his first throw, that nearly went the other way. Instead, it's 4th down. They're going to try it. Here's Flacco. That is caught. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. 4th down, no problem. 19 yards that time, and now it's 1st and 10.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line.
Charles, their first drive of the game, and already they're taking chances here, but they get the 4th down conversion. I'm curious, do you think that that's something they game planned for on the opening drive if it came up, or is that something that happened organically?
I think that they game planned for it, Brandon, and when you think about it, let's just say it. The word analytics is a big part of how everyone looks at a game nowadays, but it's not just the analytics. It's a coach willing to be daring, willing to be bold, and they certainly were there.
9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
Steelers, 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 12-yard line.
How about this? They'll try the option. Left side. Now a hit, and Flacco drops the football. It's loose. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. The fumble on 1st down now. Here's 2nd down. Here's Flacco. To the right side and caught by Dell. 3rd and 5. Flacco. He's got his target. That's complete. And in for the Steelers. Touchdown. DeMarcus Robinson. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Steelers use the early turnover to get on the board first here in this one. Extra point splits the uprights. And it's now a 7-0 game. Now after the touchdown, ready to boot it away, Riley Dixon. And they will wrangle it down a couple yards shy of the 30. Cincinnati coming back onto the field here for their 2nd drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others. Where they think they have an advantage, dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
No gain on the play. 2nd and
Flag comes in. This might be a free play. Open man is Duvernay. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup. And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
That's into the hands of Worthy once again. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. The extra effort after the catch makes it good for a gain of 26 and also a 1st down.
6 yards. 1st down, Cincinnati.
And that's how you shake off the interception you threw on the opening drive. Come back and throw another strike and gain nice yardage. And I give credit to 2 people on this one. The man throwing the ball and the person calling the plays. They're not shutting him down early in this game.
Well, we're at the 41, 2nd and 9. 2 and a throw again. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a 3rd down situation. They'll need 5 on this this play to move the sticks. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. It's going to be knocked away and incomplete. So now on comes the field goal unit, and wow, this is no ordinary try here. This from 54 yards away. And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
You see David Montgomery heading back out to begin the drive. A tough challenge here in this one. We'll see if he can duplicate the numbers on your screen that he put up last week, up over 100 and a touchdown.
We were watching tape to prepare for this game. One thing you noted that I totally agree with, great complimentary piece in the last game. You know, they were able to throw it pretty well. He ran it exceptionally, and they hope to continue that same formula in this game.
Complimentary with an E, not an I.
That's my English teacher right there.
First and 10 at the 48-yard line.
After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. Second quarter action from Pittsburgh. It is the Steelers in control of the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Up the middle, that's Montgomery. And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. Here's 2nd and 10.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at their 48-yard line.
Play action, Flacco. And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure. Alex Highsmith in there for the sack, and he's closing in on the all-time record. That's number 19 on the year.
Chalk that one up to bad acting, I guess, because they certainly failed to sell the handoff, and the pressure stayed keyed in on the quarterback. No Oscar awards for this offense, just a loss of yardage.
And this offense on 3rd down today, they've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This will be a tough 3rd and 18. Flacco looks to throw. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. 4th down, so on is the punter, Riley Dixon. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And the Bengals take over 1st and 10. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. And they had lost 2 in a row prior to getting the open week last weekend, so potentially a chance for them to get to a hit, and the ball is out. And fortunately, he's able to reel it back in, but it's going to go down as a big loss here on the play. Dangerous spot for them to cough it up. Lucky to have recovered because had the defense gotten it, they were already within the shadow of the goalpost.
Yeah, and then you're yelling at your own defense. Sudden change, sudden change. That's not what you want to hear on your sideline. That means you got to run out there and try and stop an offense who has the ball in a very advantageous position.
Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. And he'll take this beyond the line of scrimmage as he slides to a hole. 3rd and 19. Tua going to throw. He'll try and do this himself. And he gets it up to the 10-yard line here. He opted to go with a scramble, gets 2 yards, and now it's 4th. The Bengals bring out their punter now, as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. We'll call it a 42-yard punt, 3 on the return. And this offense takes over in great shape right at the 50, 1st and 10. Looking to put a drive together. up the gut. Montgomery. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
Setting up to throw, Flacco. Just a gain of a couple there. And that brings up 3rd and a full 10 yards. To pass, Flacco. They'll set up the screen to Montgomery. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. Riley Dixon now to punt it away. Now this is going to work out well as it's out of bounds near the 13-yard line. Cincinnati set to take over once again. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
And he's going to be taken down, sacked back at the 2. Buried by multiple defenders on the drive's first play.
Well, they got the lead, but it's certainly not a big one. And how do you keep control of that lead? Certainly not by that last play there. They gave up a big sack on the first play of this drive. Now it's double the distance to the first down marker.
Well, they're in some hot water now after that sack. It's 2nd and 21. They'll run right here with Jacobs. And he takes it all the way down to the 44-yard line. So forget about being backed up. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way across midfield. They'll stay on the ground with Jacobs. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. The defense showing some anger after giving up the big play. This time they'll lose 1 or 2.
Sometimes I think cornerbacks can benefit from the fact that quarterbacks might just forget about the idea that they might be near the line of scrimmage. How about the anticipation there, sneaking in and making a big play in the backfield?
And he's got this down a yard or 2 shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. From the gun, it's Tua. Tua hit, and the ball is out. And it's picked up by the Steelers. And they will be set up now as he brings this thing all the way back inside the 20. Every week we hear talk about create turnovers. In particular, they wanted to force some fumbles. They got one right there.
And it shows you how the game has changed over time. It used to be good enough for a guy to get a sack of a quarterback in the pocket. Now, if you come to the sidelines and you didn't knock the ball free, your coaches are upset with you. All right, so if you're a quarterback, it starts all the way back in the youth leagues. Take care of the ball, take care of the ball, take care of the ball, because here come the defenders.
So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. They'll try the middle with Montgomery. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. Not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
Passing play, Flacco. This one swung out to Montgomery. In danger of squandering their great field position as they come up on a 3rd and 7. Flacco. That is incomplete. And that'll bring up 4th down as his Cincy defense stands up on 3rd.
Harrison Beavis on for the field goal. A 33-yard attempt.
And his kick is good. And they push the lead up to a touchdown now at 10-3. So the fumble recovery had them set up in ideal field position, but they can muster only 3 points out of it.
Yeah, when you're able to force turnovers, especially when it results in field position like they had, you really want to make it hurt. Here, they take the field goal. That's definitely not what they were looking for.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. Here comes the offense again, and let's focus on Josh Jacobs for a moment.
And the ground game's been good, but they're losing here in the second quarter. Can they use that ground game maybe to work the air attack a little bit more?
I think so, because now you can throw play action off of being able to run the ball effectively. And oftentimes you might want to just swing your back out of the backfield, get the ball in his hands in open space, and just don't get totally away from running it, because some of these runs now, they may pop bigger as the game goes along.
Yeah, they've been good with the run so far.
Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there.
Well, just shy of midfield. Here's a 2nd and 9.
They'll bring the tight end in motion right here.
Now Tua. Caught by Manhurts. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 39. The Bengals passing game finding a rhythm. They've got another first. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Duvernay in motion. Now a play fake. Here's Tagovailoa. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. They go right back to him for 20 and a first.
That's another Bengals first down. It's a gain of 20. First down, Bengals.
Jacobs going to try the middle.
And he'll be taken down after a short gain as that takes us to the 2-minute warning. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Our score 10-3 with 2 minutes remaining in quarter number 2. Looking to pass. Tua.
And his throw here is incomplete.
They're putting together a drive here in the final minutes of the half, but the coverage has been tight all game long, and they certainly want to keep them off the scoreboard here.
Here's Tua. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Malik Hooker. And the Steelers are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20.
And when a team advances as far as they did, got over the 50-yard line, don't you think that drive deserved a better ending? I think he needs to get with his coaches on the sidelines, make some immediate adjustments, and that's what you do. You don't wait. You do it from series to series, because drives like that end with a turnover, that's multiple times they picked him off already in this opening half.
And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just set up for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice the game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
It's complete to Robinson. And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there.
That's good for a Steelers first down.
And off comes to Montgomery. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. That one good for 14 yards and a Steeler first. Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half.
First and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Here's Flacco. Got his man down. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts. As the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. 2nd and a couple. Now Flacco. Robinson's got it. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
That's another Steelers.
Now it's Flacco. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. The Steelers signal from the 2nd of their timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside. Flacco off play action. loose. And this ball recovered by the offense. But remember, they cannot advance it here in the final 2 minutes of the half. So this will be blown dead, and it'll come back to the spot of the fumble.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
And that one too wide and incomplete.
The frustration evident there because he couldn't find anyone on 3rd down, and he left no doubt that he was throwing that one away.
Here's Riley Dixon now as he's on to punt for Pittsburgh. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Just a 25-yard punt, not what he was hoping for by any stretch. And control of the football, switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. They'll indeed start on the ground and run that clock. And defensively, they're just looking to keep him contained as they're able to get him down.
Halftime coming up. Let's get you past the halfway point of the season and now past the halfway point of this game. We skip halftime and get right back to the action. Set to begin the 3rd quarter. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
So here are the Steelers to take over on offense. They've lost 2 straight coming in, but good news for them right now. They've got the lead and the football. Looking to put a drive together.
He'll begin by dropping it off to Montgomery. And a short pickup to about the 27. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, from an offensive perspective, that was a tough run because he only picked up 3 yards. Well, let's flip it over to the defensive side. They now have the advantage. 3 3-yard gains, that means they're pounding the ball right there on 4th down. That's what you're looking for when you're playing defense.
No gain on the play. Brings up 3rd down and...
Here's Flacco.
Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he will have the Steelers 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Steelers 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Again, this is Montgomery. And he'll be brought down just shy of 45.
2nd and 5.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5.
Again, they'll go ground with Montgomery. And now they're going to get him down right at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be 3rd down.
Brandon, you're a big lover of music. How about what you just saw there? This is what I call playing the piano for a defensive lineman. The ability to move laterally up and down the line of scrimmage. How about the way he just flowed and got to the outside part of the field and made that play?
Oh, this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's 4th down.
And so many times we look at the opening drive of the 3rd quarter as a tone setter, and many coaches do emphasize it. And that's a strong performance there defensively to force incompletion and, more importantly, force a quick punting situation.
And that'll hit at the 5 and go into the end zone for a touchback. So here are the Bengals now as they get their first possession of this 2nd half. And, Charles, they're certainly still right in this game, but they need that offense to wake up and in a hurry.
Yeah, I like the way you put it. They certainly did seem to sleepwalk a bit in the first half. Now that their defense has done its job, it's their turn now to go out and try and get some points.
Operating from the 27 now. Here's 2nd and 3.
A 7-yard pickup.
Running straight ahead is Jacobs.
He'll get a yard, that's all, as they get him down at the 28.
I think if we put together a job description for a middle linebacker, we would start with being able to hold down things in the middle of the line of scrimmage and be able to take on blockers. But how about the guys who can go sideline to sideline and make plays?
Love a guy that can do that. We saw a perfect example of it right there. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Well, they certainly aren't letting up today, partner, because they've forced big turnovers already, and it's been incredibly tough for them to get yards against, let alone put points up on the board.
Wishnowski on to punt as he sends this one away.
Fair catch signaled for and taken just shy of the 30-yard line.
A 40-yard punt, no return. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. Looking to put a drive together. Operating out of the gun, Flacco. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. Calling a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
I know exactly what's going to be said about that play from the defensive perspective.
What's that?
That's why I tell all you guys we need more than one tackler to the ball. He broke the first tackle. Luckily enough, there were more people there to get him down.
And this is not going to work as planned. He's going to be met and dropped behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down. Now Flacco. He's got his target. That's complete. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. They give him 27 yards on the 3rd down conversion.
1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
And that's the kind of play this offense needs to maybe kick them into gear a little bit. They've been stuck in neutral much of the game. Perhaps that can give them a little bit of confidence the big plays are out there.
From the 35, here's 2nd and 6.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6 at the 35-yard line.
And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd down and 6 yards to go.
Flacco will take to the air again. And it's taken in by his big tight end. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line.
21 yards. And the Steelers 1st down.
Flacco. To the sideline and incomplete. Now a 2nd and 10.
Kamari Lassiter on the coverage.
Flacco from the gun. And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating the defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
And that's incomplete. So 2 3rd down conversions on this drive, but not able to get a 3rd, and now they deal with 4th down.
They converted twice on 3rd down that drive already, but couldn't make it a 3rd. We always talk about in-game adjustments. How about what the defense did there, able to shut them down on that attempt.
And this one is right through. And they will stretch their lead to 10 now at 13-3. So the lead extended. I think at this point you say, hey, defense, take us to the end.
Well, if I got some good music to put to that, I could have a good country hit. I like the way you expressed yourself there. I think the offense has done enough so far. But like you said, if your defense is only giving up 3 points, it makes it a lot easier to settle for field goals on this side of the ball.
The Bengals offense and running back Josh Jacobs set to take over once more. And you have to imagine this defense saying, how do we stop this guy? He has run roughshod through him to this point in the 3rd quarter. They'll send a receiver in motion left. Off the play action, Tagovailoa. Open man is Duvernay. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35.
And the Bengals 1st down. Again, 11 on the play.
Throwing now is Tagovailoa. Got a man over the middle, Worthy. Here's 2nd and 7.
Xavier Worthy. A 3-yard pickup. Brings up 2nd and
Going to the air, Tagovailoa.
38-yard line.
Now, quick throw there, going to be batted away and incomplete. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. 2 and a throw again. Wilson's got it on the crossing route. And he is going to have a Bengals 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
That's good for a Bengals 1st down. 8-yard pickup. First down, Cincinnati.
A couple of first downs on the drive already, as they'll go from the 47 now on first down. Play action, now it's Tua. Tua, and the ball is out. Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line. A defensive-minded coach loves to bring the heat, brought the heat there, and it worked out.
And nowadays, all those defensive-minded coaches, for them, it's all about getting the football. I went into one facility, and as soon as you walked into the defensive room, there was a football, like on a spring, and each guy that walks in that plays has to act like he's knocking the ball free. They want those instincts created. They want them to think about that all the time, and that's what they try to preach.
Coming right, this is Montgomery on the toss. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. That really sets him back. A loss of 6. Tough spot looking at 2nd and 16 here after the big loss. Passing play. Flacco. No, bottled up. Oh, it's out. It's loose. And the Bengals grab it. And his guys are going to take over at their own 48-yard line. Well, he had an offense working with a comfortable 2-score lead here in the third quarter, and certainly doesn't feel as comfortable now following the turnover.
Yeah, you're right about that, because now the nerves start to come into play a little bit. You're a little bit jangled. You don't want to give your opponents any avenues to get back into the game. What you'd rather do, put up signs that say, roads closed.
Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here. Well, right now, they're in a bit of a tough spot here, CD. You're trailing by double digits. Remember the last time out, they fumbled. They're going to have to play some clean football. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Fortunate to get that football back. It's trailing here in the second half. Last thing they needed was to lose the possession.
And the word I think of here is opportunity, because it could have been lost there. Their chance to score points. But the opportunity for the defense was to go ahead and really close this game down if they were able to get possession.
They swing that out wide to Jacobs. Now the terrible towels in full force now as the Steelers get set to defend this 3rd and long. Here's Tagovailoa to throw. Oh, it's deep for Duvernay. And he knocks the ball away and it falls incomplete.
I'm sure this isn't a novel thought, but maybe run some simpler routes instead of trying to get it all back in one shot. Defense certainly appears to be ready for him. Try and get it back little by little instead of in big chunks.
And that will bounce out of bounds before they can get a return going. Pittsburgh's offense now heading back out onto the field. And last drive, obviously not what you're looking for. You've got the lead. You've got to protect the football.
So in other words, someone got lucky because they've been moving the ball really well and wearing them down. In this case, though, giving up the football doesn't make them very happy. They can't wait to get back out there and atone for it.
Yeah, try to atone for it here on this drive. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
At the 19-yard line.
Flacco looks to throw. Short pass taken in by Schoonmaker. 3rd down and 10.
Schoonmaker. No gain on the play. It's 3rd and 10.
Setting up to throw, Flacco. He's going to get that to his running back out of the backfield. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before it's taken down. Great way to convert on 3rd down there. 21 yards to play.
First and 10 at the 41-yard line.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try to put the hammer down and finish this one off.
3 quarters in the books. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports.
Back now in Pittsburgh. It's Steeler football, and they have the lead as well as we begin quarter number 4.
Back to Montgomery on second down. Well, they nearly sprung him that time as he takes this all the way down to the 37. 69 yards rushing for him now on 17 carries.
First and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Flacco.
They'll find McMillan here.
So they'll get 8 out of that completion. And that'll bring up a second down in just a couple.
From the gun, it's a give to Montgomery.
And he stopped immediately there.
They'll lose a yard on the play, so now they need 3 yards on third down.
Third and 3.
Here's Flacco. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have the Steelers first down by a couple of yards as they're able to convert here on third and 3.
Steelers first down. First and 10 at the 25-yard line.
Play action. Flacco.
Nowhere to turn this time, and he goes down. Sacked back at the 29.
Dorrance Armstrong showing his strength and quickness there, a loss of 4.
Well, this has been a pretty sizable drive. They've had some success. Finally, the defensive coordinator found some success of his own.
I think he just simply said enough of that. Okay, they've moved the ball well. We need
the pressure too great, and he goes down once more.
Dorrance Armstrong dropping him for the second straight play. Might want to think about blocking him here on third down.
Okay, let's go back a little bit and see if my schooling comes to the front. What's that old saying? Those who forget the lessons of history are doomed to repeat them. That's the same guy who's gotten back-to-back sacks. I think a double team may be in order.
Third down, Flacco from the gun. Oh, no, he lost the football. When that ball popped free, we could hear it all the way up here. Those guys down on the field alerting everyone of the fumble. He's lucky that his offensive mates picked him up and jumped on it.
Yeah, and you have to think to yourself, and I'm sure they've been echoing it on the sideline and into the huddle. Guys, we have the lead. Just take care of the football. Don't make it easier for them to start to make a comeback.
The Bengals offense returns to the field. Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news. But this is still a 2-score game, and they need points on this drive and in a relatively quick manner. That to the sideline and incomplete. Boy, they're going to say there's a receiver in the area. That was close to grounding, but it's second down. Looking to pass. Tua. That's taken in by Duvernay. This offense so far on third down, not so hot. 2 for 9 to this point. They need just a yard here. It's third and 1. Trying to run for it with Jacobs. And he's able to pick up the first before he's taken down at the 27. A third down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough.
First and 10 at the 27-yard line.
Now, yes, a 2-possession game, but a good chunk of time on the clock, so they have the ability still there to run it on second and short, but maybe they need to pick it up a bit.
You're right. They did pick up the first down there, but as you mentioned, they have to pick up the pace now because it's a 2-possession game. They've got to get there twice to make sure they have a chance to win.
It's a game of 5. Brings up 7 and 5.
Here's Tua. Gonna look deep for Wilson. Oh, and Tua going to be intercepted for the third time. Picked off by Malik Hooker. And the Steelers are going to take over here at their own 22-yard line.
It's just been one mistake after another on the offensive side of the ball. That's now 3 interceptions to go along with 2 fumbles for them. And if you're going to turn the ball over 5 times in a game, your chances to win have to be about 100 to 1. And it's not looking good for them here.
The Steelers offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. Well, there are two scores on the plus side. Still time here in this fourth quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12.
At the 20-yard line.
Flacco fakes the give, sets to throw. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down.
Steelers, first down. 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Now a give running left with Montgomery. And shedding the tackle, and now some room. And across midfield he goes and into Bengal territory. 72 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4.
From just across the midfield stripe, here's a 2nd down and 4. They'll keep pounding here with Montgomery. And they'll get this just to the 47. 1-yard gain. 3rd and 2.
Brings up 3rd and 2.
Here's Flacco. Throw out wide is incomplete.
And this defense definitely in his head there on 3rd down, and he's pretty fortunate. They didn't call for grounding on this one. That was a good 10 feet over everyone's head.
And this works out well as it'll kick out of bounds at the 11-yard line. Cincinnati's offense coming back here onto the field. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you, and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
Tua sets up to pass it. There's Manhurts, the tight end. Under 4 to play now. Clock running. 3rd down.
That's a game of 8.
Now Tua. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have a Bengals first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. They will run out of the gun with Jacobs. And he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all. Ball on the 30 now. Here's a 2nd down and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
Tua going to throw. A throw off his back foot there. That's going to wind up incomplete. After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Caught. Oh, he's got some breathing room. Now he breaks free in the middle of the field. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. And Xavier Worthy, 69 yards. And the Bengals have made it a one-score game again here in the 4th. Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off. Oh, good return up past the 30. And a good return, able to get out across the 35 to the 36. Pittsburgh set to take over again on offense. That last touchdown has made this really tight. They're clinging now to this slim lead. Second half, they only have a field goal. This offense needs to kick it into gear.
And right now, I'm looking directly at the field general, at the quarterback. Because to me, he's got to take over right now. By word, pumping his team up, and then, of course, by deed with his play. My high school coach used to say that all the time. Laddie, take over by word and deed.
And deed means action.
Exactly.
2nd down and a yard. Now Flacco. He finds Robinson. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break.
First and 10 at the 48-yard line.
They'll go to Montgomery to try to wind some clock. Now the Bengals going to signal for their third and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. Now a 2nd and 6. To pass, Flacco. Throw right side here going to be incomplete. So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Now it's Flacco. He's got his target. That's complete. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 38-yard line.
That's good for us, Steelers. First and 10.
He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on 3rd down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th. And they take a knee. 2nd and 11. Whoa, Flacco's going to throw. That is caught, Schoonmaker. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2.
It's a gain of 37. That's another Steelers first down. First and goal at the 2-yard line.
I just love how they're going about trying to finish off this game. This is not an offense that's going to go into its shell. They're going to keep exploiting weaknesses where they see them. And that's a huge pickup there with the game in the balance.
So this one in the win column for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And this one won't be remembered for many offensive fireworks, but they did enough to get the job done.
And that's why it's a team game, because sometimes you have to lean on one part of your team. And they leaned on their defense. In fact, they probably went over there and asked for some help. Like, guys, we just don't have it in this one. Can you hook us up? And they did in a big way. Said, no problem. Put it on our shoulders. We'll carry you home. And they did exactly that.
So for the Steelers, that's now 5 wins on the campaign as they get the job done here. And they'll hit